Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. It's Thursday. Boy, I've had an awful time this week trying to keep track of what day it is. I'm just looking like, okay, the can we go like this? Will that make that? No, that didn't make that line straight. That's an up and down cabinet. So that should not be at an angle. My camera must be just a little bit off, but okay. It doesn't want to fix easily, so maybe I should go like this and cover the angle. Oh dear. Let's see, where was I? It's Thursday. It's another one of those days where I didn't want to check in until I could show you, like, I finished something. This was a project that took me longer than I thought it would. I saw this pattern for free on Ravelry. Thought it was really cute. It is Milo the Robot. How do I get Milo from not glaring so much? And I thought, oh, that's really cute. And I could use up scrap yarn, like a different color for the head, a different, it looks like I could get by with small quantities. Well, the head took almost an ounce and a half, and the body took over 2 ounces. So I really should have started with a full skein of my main color, and I didn't. I started with scrap yarn. Not scrap yarn from the current bag, just like, oh, a robot would look good in silver sparkly yarn. And I've got some here that I used for the Penguin Fairies wand. Is she still here? I don't know where she is. There she is. Yes, I had that sparkly silver up on my chair. So, oops, she just lost her wand. She'll get it back later. So, that's how it's supposed to look. There's how mine turned out. Not quite the crisp lines that I was expecting. Now, it could be because I made mine in acrylic and this was made in cotton. Two different, totally different mediums. I think the cotton would be less stretchy. And playing yarn chicken, I just barely finished up the body. I used the sparkly silver for this face mask and the body. But the side panels are different worsted. And this was a light worsted and this was a regular worsted, so that probably made the side panels a little, that's why he's got the bulge on the sides. And then I did the arms and the legs in stripes, which is a good thing I did, because if I had tried to do them all in this gray, I would have run out. I ended up with about 1.5 yards of the gray left and maybe 3 yards of the orange. So I have finished Milo the Robot, and I mean, he sits nicely. He has a cuteness to him, but like the head looks like it's a little bit off center. There's the neck. The neck is just 2 little rectangles, and you're supposed to sew them together while you sew the body and the head too. Like, sew through the body, both rectangles, and the head all the way around. I crocheted the 2 rectangles together and then sewed it to, I should have sewed it to the head first. I sewed it to the body, and then I realized I hadn't centered it very well. So I pulled out the stitches on one side and I crocheted like 3 more rows and then sewed that down. and then tried to center the head on it. Like the head touches the shoulder over here and has about an inch over here away from the shoulder. We are our own worst critics. I would probably give myself a C for Milo. Just, I could have done better. I'm sorry, Milo. I really could have done better. And looking at the front of him, I put 2 cute little buttons on for part of his front decoration. Sitting out my chair, like, okay, I'm decorating the chest plate now. I need to go get some buttons. Came back here to the craft room. I moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crates and all of the yarn included in those crates. That's probably why this wall looks different, because before there were black crates stacked back there with yarn in them, and now they're over there. So I moved those 6 crates. I moved a few other things. And back out to my chair. It's like, I forgot the buttons. So I did come back and get Milo his buttons. So he looks spiffy. Okay, the chest part looks good. The arms and the legs look good. But there's just something about that head that I failed you, Milo. I'm sorry. Okay, Milo, you want to sit up by the monkey? Keep Mr. Monkey company. You two can commiserate about your surgeries. When I was sewing up the chest portion, you sew this long panel that folds up with 2 long sides, 2 short sides, so it folds up like a box with a flap. And then you sew the side panels along 3 sides of the flap. And then later you attach the top to it. Well, I sewed them up, and I was like, this doesn't look right. There's something wrong here. There's no flap to put over the top. And I looked at my work a little more carefully, and I had sewn both sides the wrong way. Like I don't even know what I did, but I had to take both of the side panels, undo all of the stitches, and then start over again and do it right. Yep, it was that kind of day. But I did finish one other item. I made my first, oh boy, glare. My first butter lamb of the season. Just a little one. So I'll probably make another one tonight during the Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Star Trek time where we watch the same shows. Although Star Trek tonight is one that we don't particularly like. So my husband got DVDs of Star Trek Enterprise, which we have never seen. And we might watch one of those tonight instead of the old Star Trek. One of the broadcast channels that we have on our TV shows the original Star Trek, then Star Trek The Next Generation, then Star Trek Deep Space Nine, then Star Trek Voyager, then Star Trek Enterprise. So it starts at 8 and goes till 1 in the morning. Not staying up to midnight to watch Star Trek. Nope. Staying up to midnight watching Twilight Zone, but not for Star Trek. Not for a show I've never seen before. Stayed up to midnight to see the one where William Shatner takes on the monster on the wing, because that one is watch-worthy. Yes. So now it's back to works in progress. Oh, I really should work on that cat. Yes. If I say it on video, then I feel like I am obligated to work on it in person. Yes. Gotta work on the cat. And the scrap bag that I currently have. This guy, I don't think I can count him on my scrap projects for this bag because the only yarn that I used from the current scrap bag is these two little stripes, that stripe, the heart, and the neck. So when you consider I probably used about 4 ounces of yarn on this guy, and about 1/10 of an ounce came out of the scrap bag. Sorry, but you don't count for the scrap challenge. You are a standalone project, okay? Milo, does that make you feel better? You stand alone in your field, okay? Okay, he said that the monkey was not behaving, so we'll put him down there. Of course he said that. Didn't you hear him? I'm working through getting my new day planner all set up, wrapping up 2024. I messed up big time. I wiped out my entire file of record, my accounting for 2024. I pulled up the Google spreadsheet and I added my Etsy expenses from December of 2024. Saved it. And then I changed the name to 2025 and wiped everything off it and put in the one Etsy sale that I got yesterday. And then I go to check to make sure that 2024 is still there. And it isn't. Because in Google Sheets, just changing the name doesn't make it a whole new file. It just changes the name. Thank you, Google. I Googled, how do you recover a Google spreadsheet if you've already saved it? And there was a way to go into the document history and say, okay, give me the December 31st version of this document. Pulled that up, added the Etsy fees back in again, changed it back to 2024, and then just copied my header line into the new page, into a blank sheet, and that's 2025. Okay, so it's got all of the calculations built in already. So it's like, okay, I'm currently in the black. Usually I spend the whole month of January in the red because I'll pay for a craft show and be in the red until I get some sales. And by the time I get some sales, I've paid for another craft show. But I got an Etsy order. I sold one of my Happy Coffee cups. Got it out in the mailbox this morning. So for one brief shining moment, I don't know how long this will last because I don't know when I'll get my next, what do you call it? Like my next form for a craft show. For one brief shining moment, I am enjoying being in the black during the month of January. Yay! I have a few leads on bigger shows that I'd like to pursue this year, some new shows to me. It looks like I may be doing like 3 big shows, maybe 4 over the summer, which would be nice. If I had like 3 shows, sort of like Street Fest, I think that would put enough of a dent in my inventory to help me feel like it was more under control. What was I going to say? I was considering doing a big show called Springtime in the Country that's at the fairgrounds, like half an hour away, up past the stadium. But it is the same weekend as the craft show down by my daughter's house, which I know Blackhawks is not going to be as profitable as it would be to do Springtime in the Country. But the Blackhawks is tried and true. Maybe I'll see if I can get into Christmas in the country in December. It scares me, though. It scares me. That is a big show, and the fee for that is probably going to be about $400. But it's one of those Friday, Saturday, Sunday shows that is usually packed to the rafters. It has the potential to bring in a couple $1,000. But do I want the stress of a 3-day show in Buffalo in December? This, a week after that date, like the second week of December, last year, we had a storm where you weren't going anywhere. We have had storms that first week of December where you're not going anywhere. So, I don't know. It is something where you have to be signed up months in advance. So, decisions. Okay, it's time for Wheel of Fortune. What am I doing here? I need to be up on my chair watching Wheel of Fortune. So, bye-bye.